Democracy is in serious trouble. People around the globe are fed up with politics and even the idea of democracy as a whole, and the U.S. is no exception. Trust in the establishment, the media, universities, scientific experts, is at such an all-time low that we could be looking at the failure of democracy as we know it. But there is a way of saving democracy, and it involves that thing. Democracies have failed before. Even the ancient Greeks, the great-great-great-grandfathers of democracy, didn't think it was a sure thing. In fact, they had a word for it, kyklos, the cycle of governance collapse. Plato argued that the only way a government could survive was with the constant care and attention of a society's elite. Almost 2,000 years later, the statesmen who founded the United States thought differently. They placed the responsibility for keeping a democracy healthy with us, the people. As Thomas Jefferson wrote, "I know no safe depository of the ultimate powers of the society but the people themselves. And if we think them not enlightened enough to exercise their control with a wholesome discretion, the remedy is not to take it from them, but to inform their discretion by education." But what happens when we're, well, not so well informed? Can we be trusted with our democracy then? To answer that, we have to understand how a democracy is supposed to be kept. In a democracy, we can't rely on a monarch or glorious leader to make good decisions for us. Democracy is self-government at scale, and that requires decision-making at scale. Good decision-making depends on good information. But because the amount of information in the world is so mind-bogglingly huge, we need the sense-making tools, the epistemics, to select and make sense of which information is relevant, partial, or if it's complete gibberish, and then we make our decision based on that. If epistemics is our ability to individually make sense of information, the Epistemic Commons is the place where we collectively make sense of information. When the Epistemic Commons are healthy, the methods for making sense of information lead to certain facts being accepted as true and a shared understanding about why they are true. Think of it as a space of shared knowledge, culture, and information open and accessible to all. Like how in the natural commons, air, water, and habitable earth is accessible to all. And just as the natural commons can become polluted, the epistemic commons can become polluted. And when that happens, citizens can't come to an agreement about even the basic facts of reality. A healthy epistemic commons means that people understand what the state is doing, why they're doing it, and can give their informed consent on it. It's this exchange happening in the public sphere that gives a democratic government its legitimacy. Without it, you end up with an autocracy, or an oligarchy, or even total societal collapse. The founders understood the importance of a healthy epistemic commons. They embedded its foundations into the Constitution through free speech, public education, and freedom of the press. Public education would take care of the intellectual and moral education so the people not only understood public life, but actually gave a damn about getting involved in it, what's called civic virtue. And the free press would give them the important information to speak about, freely. Because in a democracy, we can't just talk with people who agree with us. Quality, open, and rational conversation with opposing viewpoints is crucial for a functioning democracy. Otherwise, as the 19th century English philosopher John Stuart Mill said, wrong views couldn't be set right. So, have we kept our public sphere epistemically healthy? The problems facing democracy suggest, not so much. While the challenges faced by our government have become more complex, our epistemics and learning abilities haven't. As important as higher education has been improving lives and fulfilling dreams, it can also suck people into a worldview where there are winners and losers, fueling more anti-intellectual resentment. Meanwhile, changes in digital technology and business models in media have all but killed investigative journalism. Citizens ignore or even disbelieve important information. The truth is often buried under better funded or more shiny entertainment or propaganda. This creates news that's more sensational than informational, and a fractured understanding of the most important issues. If we have no shared basis for making sense of the world, we have no shared basis for governing ourselves. With no civic virtue, There's no desire for people to get involved to fix it. Sure, they complain about politics, but don't actually do anything to change it. We're facing an effective erosion of democracy as it was meant to be practiced. So, can things be turned around? Throughout history, democracies have always emerged out of cultures that value reason, virtue, and truth, and understood that discussing them could lead to even greater reason, virtue, and truth. Whereas democracies attempted in cultures without these values, and without a healthy epistemic commons, have failed. To save democracy, and repair the damage to our epistemic commons, we need a new cultural movement that values high-quality reasoning and open dialogue in an open society. And that's going to take all of us. What can you do to help be a catalyst for change? You can go out of your way to engage with viewpoints different from yours. You can be mindful of your social media and news media use, and don't blindly believe all the information you receive. Demand more from the media, and from yourself as a consumer of media. Consider what kinds of skills you think are essential for an open society and reflect on where you and those you love stand. Democracies have failed before. Will ours? Ultimately, it's up to us.